Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, my friends. It's time for a little Saturday morning React-TOONS. And what's today's offering? It is Robotech Season 1, Episode 8, Sweet 16. Of course, we've been promised that this is the grand birthday of Macross City's favorite daughter, Min-May. And of course, she's gained notoriety by being the girl that was lost in the SDF-1 during the original kind of trauma and trials of the space fold from Macross to the other side of Pluto. Just a lot going on. And because of that, she's also been pretty much a very vocal, outspoken member of the civilian population because, she was instrumental in kind of getting things started to be back to normal. I mean, everybody else seemed to be just kind of accepting of the fact that they were sort of refugees inside the belly of the SDF-1. But it was Min-May who came forward and said, hey, are we going to reopen the restaurant? And then directly talked to the mayor of Macross and said, hey, this is something that could work. The mayor bought into it, as did apparently everybody else, and thus a bit of celebrity was formed for our Min-May. Min-May, again, I've said this a couple times, The Long Wait is one of my favorite episodes we've watched so far because it was a very clever use of the kind of time-lapse device. It gave us more information on both Min-May and Rick, and while at times they can be whiny and a tad bit insufferable on Rick's end, I'm very interested in the dynamic, especially since we have the added complication. I love triangle brewing between Rick, Min-May, and now Lisa Hayes, the first officer of the SDF-1, who has really come on in the last two episodes. Lisa responsible for the Daedalus attack in episode 6, and then of course the incursion that eventually scuttled the Mars base in Bye Bye Mars, our last episode. Really, really great stuff on her character and a ton of development. Found out about a fiance. All that is then though, and this is now. My friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ringy ding ding that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted anytime we go live on YouTube with any Saturday morning React-TOONS, our Star Trek sci-fi offerings, any and everything, my friends. Please join us. You are always, always welcome. And of course, if you would like any of those adventures earlier in their full-length format, the link to the Patreon is in the description, my friends. But now there's nothing to it but to do it. And what are we going to watch today? We are watching Robotech Season 1, Episode 8, Sweet 16. Can't wait, my friends. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. I'm 2 full cups of coffee in, everybody, so I'm probably going to be like Rick, insufferable. I should say I'm really pulling for Rick. I am allowed to make fun of him. He lends himself to that, unfortunately. But at the same time, I'm very invested in his character. He's not somebody I've dismissed because I found him irritating, and I don't find him irritating. I find him, the more I watch this, and again, I always keep in my mind now, after my initial kind of criticism, I had some criticisms around episode 4 or 5. I realize what the writers are doing now. And for the target demo being, we're in the opening, by the way, the target demo being a younger crowd, you have to kind of explain these things in a way that a North American younger audience would understand. Oh, excuse me. And, Captain Global and kind of like the mistakes that he made early gave us so much story that otherwise wouldn't have been revealed, at least not organically. And, Rick is part of that. Rick is a young kid. They have to have a young protagonist that has these kinds of young, immature feelings to be relatable to the target demo they were going for. I should have known that. Shame on me. I know now, my friends, though, and let's see what they have for us with Sweet 16.
Its inhabitants are constantly under attack by alien ships and enemy battle pods.
Oh man, we are still...
Since the escape from the Zentradi trap on Mars base Sara, with its main engines damaged and its whole system inoperative.
Oh, that was cool.
Men and machines are pushed to the limit in the desperate effort to defend the mothership.
Oh my god.
The alien attacks continue despite the direct orders of Commander Britai, who has instructed Chiron's division to simply follow the fortress and block its return to Earth.
Oh, really? Chiron is disobeying orders.
The ship is our primary concern, not the people in it.
What about Captain Chiron?
Oh, Chiron's a captain? Did they say that before?
As the huge battle fortress continues in its planetary orbit around Mars.
And they've transformed back to the ship version.
Tonight we're gonna celebrate Min-May's birthday. and I still haven't figured out what to give her yet.
Attention, the following personnel are ordered back to headquarters immediately. Also, Sergeant Rick Hunter and Corporal
Now
Gregory
what?
Berg.
Sergeant Rick Hunter.
All this is practice, and if we should happen to meet the enemy while practicing, it's just too bad for them.
We're just conducting drills. They just happen to be there.
Now, your squadron will be acting as a decoy, so make it good so the rest of us can get in for the kill.
Yes, Captain. I'll make it a big show.
Chiron's a prick, but he's a good prick. He's a good bad guy.
General? Sir? Oh.
Well, hi everybody.
Right this way, Sergeant Hunter.
I'm gonna need a chair and a new pair of pants.
Now that they've arrived, we will all please stand up.
Oh, commendations?
Therefore, I am pleased to award them the Titanium Medal of Valor for their distinguished service. Gentlemen, we proudly acknowledge your achievements.
Titanium Medal of Valor.
First, Lieutenant Justin Black, please.
Justin Black. I don't know if he'll ever come up again.
It's a dream. It's gotta be a...
Can I tell you something? There's somebody missing from this lineup. Somebody getting the Titanium Medal of Valor, first and foremost, should be Lisa Hayes.
So, what's up, Roy?
Have a seat.
Huh? Oh, okay.
I want to tell you how awful you're doing at everything.
Just another medal you'll have to get used to.
Huh?
You've been promoted, little brother. From now on, you're a lieutenant.
Wow.
There is one other thing.
Wow, what else is there?
I'm assigning 2 subordinates to your command.
This is Corporal Ben Dixon. He has 378 hours in simulation and 66.
Ben Dixon!
Corporal Maximilian Sterling. He has 320 hours.
Max Sterling! Everybody! Dixon and Sterling!
There's also a manual for you that contains all the official things you'll need to know about being a lieutenant.
In your spare time, get some reading.
Boarding is ordered.
Oh, Max has blue hair? Green hair?
Lieutenant Rick Hunter, and he's quite a good fighter pilot. In fact, he was just awarded the Titanium Medal.
I'm honored to be serving under your command, Lieutenant Hunter. Corporal Ben Dixon reporting.
Corporal.
I'm Corporal Max Sterling, sir. Call me Max. I'm very inexperienced and might be needing a lot of help.
Just so you all know that when I played with the older kids in the 80s, they let me be Ben Dixon. So Ben has a special place in my heart.
Would you mind if Max and myself made your party a threesome?
Sure.
Don't worry about a thing. I've got a very good place in mind.
I'm for whatever it is.
I like these 3 already.
Good grief, they sound like a bunch of schoolboys at recess. I hope this wasn't a mistake.
That's how you want them to sound, though, right? Where's Lisa's medal? Justice for Lisa Hayes.
Why did this boy Hunter get promoted up to the rank of group leader?
I guess he got the promotion when he swooped down and rescued a damsel in distress.
The damsel in distress that scuttled the ship, or scuttled the base? Come on now, I don't like that. Lisa was the hero of that op. Also, lest we forget, Lisa was willing to die down there because her fiancé was gone.
Long as I'm here, you got nothing to worry about.
Just so you make sure you're following my orders.
Ben, brash, love it.
Glad I could come.
So, how do you like my outfit?
Lin-Mei, you look terrific.
Well, who do we have here? Nice to meet you.
Sweet 16, everybody. Sweet 16, everybody.
They just made me a lieutenant, and they assigned these 2 guys to me. Lin-Mei, this is Corporal Max Sterling.
How do you do? Call me Max, ma'am.
I like Max's glasses.
I'm just honored to meet a beautiful girl like you.
Oh, what a lovely thing to say to me. Max, what?
Uh-oh.
Well, welcome to my birthday party, Max.
Yeah,
I want
thanks.
you to come over here and sit next to me.
Is this a love quadrangle?
As a matter of fact, sir, I've just become...
By the way, Min-Mei, do you plan to sing for us this evening? I think this would be a lovely time.
Ah, the hell with Rick.
Well, I don't have much of a voice, but I'll give it a try.
That would be wonderful.
Oh my gosh, we do have a love quadrangle.
What's strange? It's a blank screen.
I know.
So what's wrong?
That's what's so strange.
It shouldn't be blank.
Be picking up something, but instead there's nothing coming through at all. It's almost as if...
You're being jammed.
Being jammed out.
Yep.
Captain, red alert. I think the enemy's about to attack.
Now we'll show them a few tricks.
Is Chiron in his capital ship? He's not in his suit, so I'm thinking he might be in a ship and not his pod.
Cut off all jamming waves immediately. Decoy group, move into position. We'll come from behind and destroy them.
Okay, so that's Chiron's pod, so he must be out there.
And so Chiron begins the attack as the battle fortress sits, waiting.
Chiron's not a bad field general. I mean, he's willing to take losses, but he must be just absolutely harassing the shit out of the SDF-1.
All Veritech group members scramble. All Veritech group members scramble immediately. Emergency.
Let's go.
Oh, you're going?
All Veritech fighters.
Well, what can you do? That's the army.
How about, Godspeed?
Hey, I can't take all you guys. You gotta take us, pal. This is an emergency.
Yep, let's get going.
You okay, Max? You're looking kind of green.
Yeah, I think I'm just a little tense.
You're looking kind of green.
About a thing. You know nothing can go wrong while I'm around.
Come on, let's see how they do. They're a member of Skull Squadron. I know from my t-shirt, everybody. Okay, so is that Rick?
Black Squadron, confirm you will counterattack in the 4th quadrant.
Roger. Corporal Sterling and Dixon, follow me.
Oh, they're a different squadron. Black Squadron?
All the really heavy action's happening over there. Can we get into some of that?
That's the distraction. Oh, they're in the back.
The decoy squadron draws the Veritech defenders further and...
Oh no, I got chills.
Chiron's main battle group moves in from behind for the kill.
It's up to you guys.
Enemy force is attacking from behind, sir.
Then we'll have to send out the Gladiator Force.
Oh, look at these guys. What are those, like land-based robots? Getting smoked?
They're coming in from everywhere! They're all over my screen!
Fighter 102, enemy coming in off your right wingtip.
That's Rick.
Corporal Nixon, here they come. I see them.
Oh my god, the 3 of them!
Watch me show these guys up.
Dixon, don't play around. You got me?
Come on, Ben. Be good. Be good, Ben.
I'm in trouble. Help me or I'm
Oh.
for sure.
Damn it, Ben. I wanted you to be good.
Now I gotta save you. Watch out. Here it comes.
All right, come on.
It was a big fat mess you got me out of.
Let's come on, Dude!
Max, score him up. I'm happy I was able to help out.
Oh, look at his Veritech. It's blue and white.
Bad defensive maneuvers. Your response time will have to improve immediately.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I can't perform and babysit at the same time.
You found a gem in Max.
Commander, they appear weak in their defense of the ship's 4th quadrant.
Ah, then we'll move in.
Again, that's...
Units move in for attack.
Here they come. Right at Black Squad.
I guess it's up to us to hold them off.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
And don't waste your fire.
Is it all right to fire if it's not a waste?
Ooh, Max.
I think I got 2 of them that time, Lieutenant.
Good. Now follow me and we'll break them up.
Now, don't, Rick, the last thing we need is you to get jealous about this stuff. Max is awesome. Let us, use that... Jeez, oh, Pete, use that to your advantage.
We've almost got them. Spread out and fire at anything that moves.
The 3 of you work together, you could be the best out there.
Yeah, I like to fight rough. Ha! Let's get out.
Oh.
Are you still okay in there?
I don't know how, but I guess I survived.
Well, move out of there fast, because here they come.
I can see why I was asked to be Ben Dixon. Comedic relief and dull Veritech fighter. Oh. Against Chiron.
Here's the last thing he'll see.
Oh, he lost an arm. Oh, wow, they're going at it.
Fights extremely well. His next shot's got my name on it. You gotta think fast, Rick, or you're a goner.
Come on, Rick. Woo! This one's good.
He's completely disobeyed the orders given him. I suspected something when he told me he was conducting war games.
Shall we recall him?
Immediately.
But he's deeply involved in this fight, sir.
I really like the Zentradi.
But what steps should we take?
Prepare to make use of a manual override beam.
I definitely don't think that they are evil, you know. They are the antagonists, sure, but I need to know more about the Zentradi. I'm very interested in them. Oh my god, okay.
He cannot recall me. He cannot!
What the heck is happening out there? Where are they all going?
Wow, it's like a forced retreat beam.
I imagine they had some problems of their own of one sort or another. Well, what difference does it make? They're leaving now and we're saved.
Britai saved the day there.
I never even saw him. He destroyed a whole section of the fighter. Boy, I'm glad the repairs don't come out of my pocket.
Max, you did pretty well.
Pretty well.
It was luck, though. They said I put away 9.
9? My total was 0. Well, what a hotshot Max has become. Amazing, eh?
I'll say, yep. I've
Yep.
never seen anybody fly like that.
Let's support Max. Let's not get jealous.
They might even promote me. Some jump. Corporal to general after one battle.
Let's not get arrogant, Max.
Thank you, Corporal. And as for you, take care of yourself, huh?
Ah, it's nothing.
I like these guys. This is a great dynamic, and Rick seems more mature around them. That's huge.
Why did they promote me to lieutenant?
Now see, as soon as they're gone, he's...
Minmay's gonna kill me if I don't get her a birthday present. Now where am I gonna find something at this time of night?
Do not give her your medal. Please do not give her... I can...
Wait a second. Great, a jewelry store.
Just break the window.
I gotta tell her. If I can face an enemy squadron, I can face an angry girlfriend. I think.
Is she really your girlfriend? Are we making that determination now?
Did you bring it now? Is that why you came by so late?
Oh, yes, about your gift.
Not the medal. Please, not your medal.
You didn't forget, and you still have time. That's fabulous, Rick. It's not midnight yet, so it's still my birthday.
Oh, no. Don't do this.
Oh, it sparkles and it's so beautiful. Did you really get this for me, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Wherever did you get it?
Surviving.
I'll tell you later, Minmay. Happy birthday. Bye.
It's Medal of Valor. Ugh. I don't like that. Rick, you earned that. Lisa also earned one. I hope she got hers in a separate ceremony. In my head canon, that's what happened. All right. All right, my friends, we just got done watching Robotech Season 1, Episode 8, Sweet 16, and it was a banger. The only thing we have left to do is to talk about it. All right, everyone, we just got done watching Robotech Season 1, Episode 8, Sweet 16. Another great episode. These last 3 have been absolutely 3, if not the best 3 episodes we've had. I mean, absolutely in the running. Really, really, really great stuff that we're seeing here. Blitzkrieg, Bye Bye Mars, and now Sweet 16. Unbelievable stuff. I can understand now. I think this show's really hitting its stride. I think that now that we've kind of like worked through some of the initial problems and mistakes that the SDF-1 was making, that as soon as they get more competent and comfortable with the systems at play, they're becoming the soldiers and the officers that we expected them to be extremely competent, heroic. They're able to display this without these kind of like technical snafus that have been plaguing them for so long. You have a really great military counterpart in them in Chiron, somebody that's, emotional. It doesn't matter about losing people, really the most deadly sort of adversary, somebody that's willing to do just about anything and to go against conventional orders to accomplish the goal. So completely unpredictable and obviously a very worthy adversary. I think in that exchange that we saw between Rick and Chiron when they were dogfighting, he and his pod and Rick and his Veritech, I think that had every option of going Chiron's way. Chiron's craft seemed way less damaged than the Veritech. Rick had lost an arm. The head portion was destroyed. He said the next shot's got my name on it. I mean, he obviously knew that his craft was suffering from some major, major damage. Chiron didn't seem that way. And if it hadn't been for the override beam that hit them and pulled them away, who's to say what would have happened there? And that's the kind of person you want. You want to have somebody that can absolutely, go toe to toe with your protagonists, and is a threat anytime they show up. That was always sort of and I didn't realize it at the time as a kid, that was always sort of my problem with like Transformers or G.I. Joe. Maybe G.I. Joe's the best example of that, in that you never really felt like Cobra had a chance to win. You know what I mean? Whenever they were engaged, there was going to be a resolution by the end of the episode that showed G.I. Joe on top. Now, there were a couple like mini-series type things, like the weather domination or weather machine thing that they had, where G.I. Joe would experience setbacks and air quote losses and things like that. And I always, even as a kid, felt that those were the more compelling stories, when you thought that they could get beat, that they thought that this wasn't just in the bag, victory wasn't assured. And with Robotech, I feel that quite a bit. I feel the tension in needing to get certain like goals accomplished, and also the idea that those goals might not be met. I think of Bye Bye Mars, and where Lisa was down there, scuttling the base, and at the same time, she had that incredibly emotional scene where she was willing to die to stay in the room of her fiance, to stay, in Reiber's Carl's room, and really great stuff though, because it adds a weight. And with this show, you're not assured that these people are going to get out. We've seen background people die. Now, again, with that being said, we haven't seen any protagonists die. I know named people have passed away. So there is a measure of like plot armor there. That, you're not going to expect to see Rick just obliterated or anything like that. But, death exists in this world. And so you have to, and I'm not dismissing it. I mean, while I don't think that they're going to kill a major character at this point, I think that, you could easily see maybe they bring in a character, you learn a little bit about them, and they die. They're a Veritech pilot, like Justin Black, like somebody else that's kind of been mentioned before. I could see that just because there's just so much death in the series, is so, just all around you. But again, that adds to the weight, and it adds to Chiron as an adversary. Chiron is deadly, to his own troops as well. But at the same time, I love that. That's an enemy that even the General Britai or the Commander Britai can't really control. That's a great adversary. Really, really like Chiron. But obviously, the everything in this episode revolved around the fact that we got introduced to the other two members. We have Roy, we've got Rick, we've got Max, and now we've got Ben, as members of the Force. So we got introduced to these two new named characters here in episode 8. I was wondering when they were going to show up, because my best buddy played as Max Sterling. I can see why now, and I can also see why I was given Ben. I was like, give that kid Ben. And I don't care. I like Ben, and I'm going to stick up for him. Even if he's got 0 and got his ass kicked out there, I don't care. Ben's my guy. He will always be my guy. He's been my guy for 40 plus years. He's going to still be my guy. But that doesn't mean that we can't. They bring a lot to, and we've seen that. We've seen them, immediately with their presence. Rick seemed more mature. And I was worried, and in the reaction, you can hear it. Like when Minmay showed him, was kind of fawning over Max a little bit, I'm thinking to myself, Rick, let's not take this opportunity to get jealous. Let's not do any of that stuff. And Rick didn't. Even when said, oh, yeah, I'd watch him around her. Rick kind of had one of those little gasp moments, oh, like one of those little reaction things that they do. But he didn't bring it back up again. In fact, when they got out into the battle and Max is out there, wrecking shit, Rick wasn't like, oh, this Max guy showing me up. He was genuinely, way to go, Max, And it wasn't like after, whenever, Rick said he had, 5, and Max said he had 9. Rick didn't even think about the comparison when Ben brought it up. Ben was like, oh, I hope you don't feel bad that he got more than you. Rick was like, I don't. That's a growth that we desperately needed in Rick. We need Rick more mature. And if the inclusion of Ben Dixon and Max Sterling raises the maturity and maybe the leadership of Rick, that is definitely something we need. And I think that the writers of this episode did a really good job of, one, promoting Rick, giving him recognition for, Lisa's rescue down on the planet. And again, I hope, and my headcanon is, Lisa got commendation for that as well. I mean, she's the one that literally enacted the plan to blow it up. She's the MVP so far, with the Daedalus attack and with the scuttling of the base to destroy all those troops. Lisa's had the most successful kind of tactical battlefield efforts so far. And so, she's quickly becoming, I've said it once and I'll say it again, the bridge crew, they're my favorite group of characters because I like the way they interact and they kind of give us readouts of everything that's going on in the battle. And I really enjoy that. And, whether she's a sourpuss or not, I like Lisa. I really do. I like the depth that they've given to her character. I like that she rides Rick a little bit. And I think that's supposed to come across because of the hint of the love triangle before. It might be, I think the lady doth protest too much. She might care for Rick a little bit. We'll see if that reveals itself. Right now it's unrequited. If, I'm not really sure why Rick likes Lisa, and that was mentioned at the end, but he finds an attraction to her at the very least, that we were told. So really great stuff, really great development here in these episodes. Plus, we had some kick-ass action. I mean, Max going through there and wrecking shit was amazing. I mean, he was absolutely ridiculous. If Max continues to get better, I can't see where Max might not be like the ace of the fleet. And also, I mean, he, kind of joked about being promoted. Dude, if you're out there getting 9 kills in every mission, yeah, you're going to get promoted. But I also like it too, because while Max is, he had that one comment where he was like, oh, I didn't think about how awesome I was. He seemed very humble. He seemed very kind. He seemed very nice, he had a lot of manners. And if Ben was brash and everything, but he seemed like a good dude. And I like that. And I think those are the things that are desperately needed for Rick. For Rick to grow, he needs the support of these, kind. He doesn't need somebody, underneath him who is arrogant. That's going to do the opposite for Rick. He needs people that are in his command, but they're also supportive, or in his command, but they're also, decent folks. And that's what it looks like. We've got that in Ben Dixon and Max Sterling. Couldn't love it anymore, my friends. And so, my friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You'll be alerted anytime we launch our Veritex for Robotech, any of our Star Trek offerings, any sci-fi that we do here, you'll be made aware. And of course, if you'd like any of that early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon is in the description, my friends. But that's all then, and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye from the SDF-1. But where should we say goodbye from? Let's see. Today we will say goodbye from the table in Min-May's restaurant, where newly found squad mates Rick Hunter, Ben Dixon, and Max Sterling meet each other for the first time and realize they're all the better for it. My friends, until the next time I meet you, and it makes me all the better for your presence, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you next time.